Good morning, Optimist. Today is Wednesday, October 11th, 2023, and today we've got the FOMC minutes coming out at 11 o'clock. We've got a bit on the economic calendar. Market's kind of dropping down a little bit at the current moment, but we've had several days of straight ripping in the market. Unfortunately, through those last couple of days, even though we've had a lot of upswings, I just have not had the accuracy in my trading for the last few days. I've switched over to the micros, the size down, but we're dangerously close to failure on pretty much all of our things. So we'll just be working to earn a little bit today and try and just move it up a little bit. Today we already had the Bowman speech at like some crazy time at 1:15 in the morning. I don't know what that's about. But we have mortgage applications. We have 30-year mortgage, as well as all the market index and whatnot. But more importantly, we had the PPI data, as well as we've got this Fed Waller speech that happened just a couple of minutes ago, or is probably still going on. But then we got the 17-week bill auction. But I think the highlight of the day is the 11 o'clock FOMC minutes. You can see here, very high importance on this one. And then we've also got crude, and then tomorrow we've got inflation results. So we've got core inflation tomorrow, and that should add to a certain amount of volatility. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you, Tiny, as well. So that's what we got going on today. I'm going to be trading very small, but I'm going to look for something with a little bit of range if I can. The intention here is just to build up a bit of a buffer. I would not be surprised if I end up failing today because my trail max of where it's at, but I'm going to do all that I can to not fail. I really kind of genuinely wish that I had crashed my Apex account last Monday, but like just finish it off, because then I wouldn't have this trail max issue that I'm dealing with right now. And sometimes I feel like when my trail max gets low, I actually trade, like my trade accuracy goes way lower. So I think it affects my psychology a pretty decent amount. Just something that I've noticed about my own self. $4,400 is going to be a pretty strong line in the sand. Bears are slightly in control today, or at least at this current time. But it looks like this could shift. There's not a lot of resistance above. There's a decent amount of support down here, down at 91. There's not a ton of resistance up there, so it seems like it could shift somewhat relatively soon. We're only about a 2,100 contract difference from switching over to buyers, so not a heavy difference on either side at this particular point in time. Take a look at this 1 minute chart. You can see TTM's at -2. So the real challenge here is going to be getting above the VWAP and above that 4,400 marker. So we may get a push up to that like 4,400. That's going to be a real tough spot to beat. Also, this 200 moving average, I personally think if we're going to get a real long-term rip, we're going to need to have it get above the volume weighted average price. You can see here at the open, or a little bit after, like 650, we had a pretty big sell-off right there from that 44.10 zone. So that sold off pretty heavily. I haven't taken a look at oil today. Oil can be weird to trade sometimes. Oil doesn't seem to have a ton of volume right now. Okay, so we're gonna wait for a setup, and the setup that I am interested in waiting for here. Let's switch this over to like one contract and 12 ticks. The setup I'm really looking for here is this 5200 cross on the 10-second chart. Should be there at 43.97. Let's take a look at Bookmap and see what that's looking like there. There's a little bit of resistance there at 98. And if this starts moving quickly or very volatile, even if we're right on the trade, we could still end up failing. So we're going to just hope for the best and do everything that we can to take the strategy as it's intended to be taken. So just waiting for that setup. And it may not show up, and that's okay if it doesn't. Like I said before, we don't need to be in a trade. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like I really think that like the trail max, I have come to understand and believe that you don't actually have a 50K account. You have whatever your trail max is. Like that's what your actual account size is. And I've come to think of it in that way. And that's kind of the way to think about it, but also it's difficult to get to where you need to go without a certain amount of risk. And so I don't know. I guess I'm just sort of rambling, but them's my thoughts as they come through. Maybe I didn't really have much of a point other than that I've come to focus as the trail max is the size of the account that I actually have. These are $3 apart, $94.95 and $97. Let's figure out exactly where they're at. So with that 50 moving average actually dropping on that last one, this could actually be longer for a reversal. We got a 249 difference currently. $248, so we could be going about a penny closer each 10 seconds. I'm not sure. That's like the same. It would be really nice if I could actually find some way to have this automatically do this subtraction of what it is per 10 second, because what that would do for me is that would give me sort of the capability of being able to be like, okay, in X time we can expect a reversal. That was a big pop. It looks like we could get the pop beforehand. I don't want to get excited and jump the gun, but that was a big jump right there.
Order filled.
I took a long at 94.50. Going for 5 ticks. This is on the mini, so I'm looking to hit 95.75 with this. Come on now. All right.
Order filled.
So that was a single contract, and that was worth $60. So that gives us a tiny little bit of a buffer. I'm gonna try just trading just one single contract here and just focus on accuracy. We can't accept like really any drawdown, so that's what I'm gonna just be very focused on. Taking a look at Bookmap. Not seeing really on either side with a ton of conviction. You can see the gap is closing on buyers and sellers. It's about a 1500 gap now, so we may have a reversal soon. That was a nice trade right there. Obviously there was a little bit more meat on it, but we didn't take a ton of risk on it. That's what I'm really grateful about with that particular trade. All right, let's see if we can kind of figure out. This could just pop right here, but 96, 81, and can't read the other one. 489. $1.92 now. There's definitely an imbalance in the volume, or the order flow rather, right there. That was a nice move from that 94 area up to 96. I think this is gonna push before the cross. Let's check this on the 1. So the 1 minute is pretty close to a TTM swap. Cyan switch there. Currently the 9 is below the 12, and all of it's below the 26, but it's pretty close to a crossover. The EMA 35 is still below the 50, so we don't necessarily have that bullish confirmation either. But you can see that the Bollinger Bands have kind of constricted on each other. That may give us some indication of an upward, like a little upward push. This could be it right here. It's pretty volatile though. Seems like there's a lot of indecision right here for this potential breakout. I'm gonna take a long on the micro on Elite Trader Funding. Trying to get it at 96.50. There's 96, and the intended exit is up here at 98.25. So looking for a 7-tick run. I'm gonna drop this to 97.25.
Order filled.
There you go, it filled. So a couple of bucks on that, and back to Bookmap. Again, not a ton of resistance that I see up here. See 4,400. Difference in contracts now is about 1,000. This could easily swap, and if it does, we may see a really big push to the upside. Still waiting. Kind of glad I took that that trade off. That little bit of profit there. TTM is at 0.7 on a 1 minute with that crossover right there. Where's the VWAP? VWAP's right at 44. I'm a little scared of just like a big push downward, but I am more inclined to believe that we're going to go up to 44. Try to take a long there at 97. There's 97. Now remember, I'm in the mini, not the micro, so I need to pay very close attention, very tight risk. Big drop. Out.
Order filled.
That basically failed me on that drop. I have a $4 trail max. Wow. So I was I was very much worried about that exact situation right there, and it ended up playing, unfortunately. You can see a lot of resistance showing up here now. I wish I'd noticed that before, because I was looking for that to actually push up into about 4,400 or about like 4,398 area. So I don't really know that this account is recoverable at this point. It was just a second ago, I guess, but not anymore. Yeah, I was kind of the drop. It surprised me, but didn't surprise me. And if I was in my if I had my full trail max, I may have potentially, well, not that much of a drop. This is a big ass drop, but part of it I likely would have kept. So. I sort of feel like this thing's just gonna like rip up at some point, where it's gonna rip like crazy.
Order filled.
So took a long on
Order
that
filled.
and made a tiny little bit of money back. I was looking for a move like that off this one. That's a pretty big rip right there. On the 1 minute side, that's 3,100 contracts, pushing up towards the 50 moving average. Try to get along there at 97.
Order
So
filled.
here's 97. This is another attempt of the same move. The move I just tried to take just now, the one that ended up losing. If it doesn't pop right here, I'm gonna drop. Nope, it's looking like it's gonna fail. It needed to really, like, it might still do it because the crossover is about to happen, but I guess I could have got a better entry right there. It's kind of a lot of risk. Yeah, dropping again. So only like this is only profitable for like a brief moment. I'm actually really shocked that this isn't just sort of starting to rip upward, because we do have that cross there. It's a lot of price suppression. I'm out.
Order filled.
So loss 27 again. This trail max is at $12. So both our trail maxes are at $12. Oh wow, that's crazy. There's a little bit of a push back up. I was kind of surprised that didn't pop, to be completely honest, just because we did have a lot of indication. It sort of is the strat, like, yeah, so really just a little surprised on it. It looks like we got a little bit of a rejection on that strategy there. I'm gonna take a look at the 1 minute chart. If we fail, it's okay. I don't mind that much. It's not a big deal, but we got really close to it on the Apex side, and I was doing decently on that ETF. And just after that Friday, it's been a struggle to recover since last Friday. Yeah, it sucks, but it's it's just part of what we're doing here, I guess. And
Order filled.
took a single micro long. Just looking for that to push up to 97 again. And my trade away stopped responding for a moment there. Very slightly in profit on this trade. Bit of a drop again. A lot of false breaks here. It's like 3 false breaks. Guess it's just trapping people like me, huh?
Order filled.
All right, that fails it. So that's that for Apex. Kind of surprised there was that many false breaks. Just that this one didn't break. This one rejected. So we had 1, 2, and then this third rejection here. Really surprising, honestly. To really, yeah, just to think about it is really kind of shocking. So it seems to be having a lot of difficulty in not just breaking out, but sort of having a decisive direction. Like obviously the trend is downward, but at the same time, it's like we're getting a good amount of volatility in just opposite directions. So we're seeing like big rips up and then big rips down, but a lot of false breaks. Maybe that's a problem of me trading on the 10-second chart. But whatever it is, here we are. So, yeah, I might call it quits and take a few days off from trying to trade. Yeah, I would like it's definitely bearish in the sense that it's like below the VWAP. But we kept getting these like false breaks, like or breakouts that would look like we're gonna break toward the upside. I was at least looking for a break towards the VWAP, but never got that kind of momentum. It's kind of crazy, actually, how much volatility there is with how little volume there is as well. I think that's a little strange because we're really not getting that much volume. 2,500 contracts in a minute or so. That's not that much, but we're seeing range. Like the range of this candle is like 8, 9 ticks, 10 ticks. Like it's a lot of range for such a small amount of volume. This one's getting a lot more volume now. But market's been weird, at least for me, over the last couple of days. Just with its like crazy win streak, and having it start off. I guess just with a lot of these types of situations, like right here, where you're seeing these like big drops followed by big pops, and then back to big drops, and so it's just been a little challenging for me, I guess. But yeah, I prefer to trade with honestly like a minimum, like some volatility, but not so much to where it's just ridiculously unpredictable, at least for me. I think that would work if I had a much larger range available to me in terms of trail max, uh, and a broader time horizon, I guess. Also, kind of seems like 97's been a little bit of a struggle point for the ES today. Now we're getting another massive rip up. So that dropped all the way down to like 90, 91. And then over the course of 2 minutes or so, popped all the way up to 96. So this is an actual change, like an actual switch, or is it just gonna plummet down? I don't think it's going to though, because now we got a lot more of the moving averages jumping above the. That actually annoys me because this is my strategy that I created, and
Order filled.
and that right there is a big part of that strat.
Order filled.
Take a little tiny profit right there. Oh wow, I didn't even realize that was 2 contracts. I thought that was 1.
Order filled.
Kind of dangerous territory up here by the 44.
Order filled.
There we go, we got that. This is the breakout we were looking for earlier. There's a pretty strong silent switch on the 1 minute side. Watch out for rejections here along this. Right now we're on VWAP, but we're also below the 200 moving average. This does actually look like this will be a overall upward reversal now, though. Maybe not on this particular candle, but it does look like we're gonna get a reversal on the upside now. Trail max is at 25. I feel like this is gonna pop here.
Order filled.
I might get a pullback first, so I'm gonna have to. I might have to cut this and then put it back on. hope not, though. It's looking like a drop first. Yeah, I got a cut.
Order
We're
filled.
right back where we started. A second ago before that trade. And there's the pop right back up. Make one more attempt off 4,400.
Order filled. Order filled.
I took it off for a tiny little profit. Might go for less movement, less range. Your optimism helps us all. Yeah, I hope so. I do try my best to be optimistic. Yeah, 4,400 was also yesterday too. That was like the zone. I mean, we may end up just falling a ton after the FOMC minutes, but you know, we'll see. We slightly are on the buy side now. We have 3,000 more buy contracts than we do. At least the volume delta is 3,000 on the buy side. TTM's at 3.4 and running into resistance on the VWAP. I think that 200 moving average up there is going to be kind of a pain in the butt to get through, which is at 4401.75. Ah. A lot of indecision right here, it seems, at the 4,400.
Order filled. Order filled.
A tiny little bit of profit on that. Just going for like $7 at a time. I had that, so just barely broke above that zone. Tried to get along there, but didn't get an entry. Did
Order
now
filled.
though, and that did sell. No, it only bought one of my contracts. I'll take this other one
Order
off.
filled.
Oh no, I won't. I tried to have those get out at 44.02, which it looks like it hit, but didn't fill. There you go.
Order filled.
So that got both of those. And this getting a lot of volatility here. I think that so we've got 44.05. We break through that, I think that we're gonna see a big rip up, because that's looking pretty solid right there. Look for a micro pullback. Not seeing one.
Order filled.
That was the pullback I should have waited for. So I needed more patience for that move to play. And I knew I intentionally bought into resistance because I see that the cumulative volume delta is much more on the buy side than it is on the sell side. So I think that there's a pretty strong probability that the 44.05 will get absorbed and rip up through to like 44.07. I think it's a reasonable probability. Right now, currently down a little bit in the trade, about 4 ticks, 3 to 4. So I've made a couple of newbie mistakes since Friday that I've noticed, and I've done it a few times, and I think I kind of did it here a little bit too, where I'm buying into that price surge, and the thought process behind it is accurate a lot of the time. But the thought process behind it is that the price surge is going to rip up through to the next resistance level. And that's sort of the thought process behind it. And it's not always accurate.
Order filled.
Right there. That's pretty much it. This account's done. So it's got $1. That's the thought process when it comes to that. And it doesn't always work out, but a lot of times when I hesitate and don't do it, I'll just watch it end up surging, and so that can be frustrating too as a trader. All right, we've got $1 of trailing max. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take the maximum contract size that I can. just for the hell of it. Let's see if I can get like a quick trade. I would have to have like perfect accuracy. It can't even go down a single tick. Let's see what happens. Let's try it out. Try to enter there at yeah, that actually would have worked. Just didn't get the fill. Try to enter at 4401 or something.
Order filled. Order filled.
It actually just took me out of break even. I think that the fees itself just canceled it. But that trade actually would have worked. That's hella funny. So there we are. Both accounts failed. Yeah, that Murphy guy's a bitch. He's a real boot nanny. Anyway, I guess that's it. I'll see y'all Monday. Have a great week. Peace out, y'all. I'll try and be in the Discord community, but I make no guarantees because my life is and has been for the last like year just busy every single day. And I feel as if I have very little time that's actually my own. And outside of these streams here, or the time that I take to trade, it sort of seems like all the rest of my time is already spoken for, and that it has been a very strong frustration of mine for the last year. But also at the same time, I've gotten more done in this last year than I feel like I've gotten done in a long time. So I guess it's a good thing. And I think over the span of time that it will eventually lead to more time being freed up and being able to be more focused and in one place and on one thing. So, but yeah, much love. I'll see y'all Monday. Peace out.